Hello from gardening at Douentza here in Ireland, and this video is one to show all of the orchids I have flowering at the beginning of May. And here are all of my flowering orchids on this table here. And some of them you've seen before in other videos, so you know, you're just going to have to excuse me if I'm showing you the same thing again. But I love to put them all together and make a big display, like a giant bunch of flowers, which is surprising really, since I don't like cut flowers, but I like to do this with the orchids. Now, most of these, as I've said, you've seen before, but there are a couple of newbies, so I hope you'll bear with me and we can talk through them all just briefly. And we'll start at the back, at the top, with Coastal Sunrise, Latouria Coastal Sunrise. This is an old favourite of mine that I've had for a number of years and made various videos about, and it's been in flower for a while, but you can see that it's just beginning to go over there. That bloom there is browning. But I just love the combination of orange and deep pink together. It reminds me of saris from Rajasthan or other really wonderful exotic things. And whenever I look at this, it brings a smile to my heart, let's just say. So that's Coastal Sunrise. And then moving down, let's see. Oh yeah. This is Bartley Schwarz, Oncidium Bartley Schwarz, which has a really pleasant scent, a lovely one, fairly new to me. I got it in a swap last year and it gave me 2 spikes. So this one is definitely a keeper. I love that. Love the scent and love the reliability of the flowers and the persistence of the flowers. It's been in flower for a very long time. And here at the front we have a Paph of no name because it's one of those complex American hybrids, which means, yeah. Did they not document what the parentage was? I don't know. Anyway, it's beautiful. Look at that. And I bought this at Keukenhof in the Netherlands a few years ago. So I went to the Keukenhof display to see the tulips and I came back with orchids. Can you believe it? Anyway, it sulked for a couple of years, but now it flowers regularly. But it's the first year I've had 2 blooms on it, and they are quite stately, aren't they? Definitely the boss of the room. They command the other orchids. Look at them. The others are all a bit airy-fairy, aren't they? Beside the Paph is my Prosthechea cochleata, which is just coming into flower again. This has a spike here. That's the first flower opening there. And you see behind it, you see that brown there? That's the sheath. And you've got a flower spike coming out of it there. And perhaps another one there. There's certainly a bud. That's not all on this plant. I can't see quite now, but there's at least 2 other flower spikes. But what I really love about this plant is the size of the pseudobulbs. They're just massive. And the fact that it just goes on and on and on flowering. It's so floriferous that you actually forget it's one of your orchids in flower. And if you were making a video like this, well, you might just even forget to put it in. I have 2 phals in flower. This one is Baldan's Kaleidoscope, the first orchid I ever had. And the other one is a little purple one that my husband likes. Root's not so good on this one, so well, I'll be repotting it after it finishes blooming. And beside them both is the first of these fantastic Luria Dendrobiums that are new to me, but my God, I'm a fan. Look at this. Look at these amazing, dangerous looking flowers. This one is a cross between Alexandri and Atroviolaceum, I think. Wonder Nishi it's called, although you won't yet find it in the orchid register. Look at the lip on that. It's just amazing. Very hard to photograph for some reason. It's just very hard to do. Look at the back of the flowers. All those spots and the crinkled petals. And Well, you know, I mean, I don't do well with dendrobiums. Can't figure out the cold dendrobiums at all, well, except for the nobile hybrids. But I can manage these. I think the advice is, if you do well with cattleyas, then you should do well with these latouria type dendrobiums. And moving down to the front here, what do we have? But a multitude of blooms. On the left here is another latouria type dendrobium. Can't remember what this one is a cross with, but it has a French name, Lutin Blanc, which means a white leprechaun. Yes, I speak pretty good French, but I had to look up that word lutin, and it means something like a leprechaun. And if we look closely at him, you can see he's got these little ears sticking up here. 3 flower spikes. I broke one of them off when it was one in spike, trying to dust the leaves, and since then, as you can see, I have not attempted to dust any of the leaves. Those spikes are really fragile, but this one has been in bloom for such a long time. There we go. It's a lovely thing. Lutin Blanc, white leprechaun. And the final latouria type dendrobium that I have in flower is this one here, rhodostictum, which is very small. You can see I've actually just put the little pot here up here on this bigger pot just to show off the flowers. So although, you know, it's a very small pot, the blooms are really quite large in comparison to this one here, which has a big pot and sprays of small flowers. So this rhodostictum, as yet untested. I mean, I haven't had this for very long, and again I bought it in flower. I've been lucky this year with the orchids I've bought. So we'll have to see how I do over time, but it's just beautiful, lovely little thing with the mad pseudobulbs. Here we go. See? They come up on these thin stems, and then they bulge out like that. You can see on the other one behind, the other latouria type dendrobium is similar in terms of its pseudobulb habit. And together with those 2 latouria dendrobiums, we have the first of my Madeiran orchids to bloom. This is Dendrobium Ellen, and it has numerous sprays of flowers. There's another one there. It's got Kingianum in its parentage, which you can kind of tell from the shape and everything of them. The patterning on them, it's really quite complex. These are small flowers, and they open a darker colour than you see now. So here, these ones are just opening. We're looking at the back of the flowers, and you can see they really are quite purple. And once open, the blooms look something like this, with a kind of a less deep purple, but still quite a pink tinge. And then they fade to a paler white. These ones here may be going over now, but yeah, it's not a showstopper, this Dendrobium Ellen, but it's certainly a nice plant. And I got fed up with Berioda, which is the other Kingianum hybrid that I had before. Really got quite fed up with it, and gave it away. But I'm quite prepared to give this one another go now and see what it does. If it produces sprays, lots of sprays of flowers, then it really is going to be worth its keep. Again, you know, I bought this plant. It wasn't in bloom when I bought it, yet it has bloomed for me. So I would classify it as fairly easy to look after. And here's my Encyclia Maui. This one flowered for me last year. I put the link up above, but someone was asking about it, was asking how mine was doing. And I do apologise because I've completely lost that message, can't find it anywhere on YouTube. And I don't think I replied to you. But anyway, mine is in spike. I don't have 2 spikes like you do, but just one. I think I put it in too small a pot last year. So after this flowers, I'm going to pot it on. So hopefully that'll be in flower soon, and can feature in one of the other orchid videos that I'll put up. So there we go. That's what I have in bloom at the moment, the beginning of May, except for a couple of cymbidiums out in the greenhouse. and I hope you've had a look and enjoyed looking at these plants with me. And if you haven't subscribed already, perhaps you will. Thanks very much for watching. Bye now.